Check this little dozer out here. Believe it or not, I just parked this here. You know what's crazy? I just parked this here probably 2 years ago. All right, maybe 3. I don't even think 3. I think about 2 years ago I parked this here. And look at the vines growing. The grinds rolling up out of it. Well, it's been parked here. When did I buy these ratchet straps? These are ratchet straps, you know. This is a case, basically. It's got a case engine with an Oliver tranny and rear end. This dozer's awesome. And like, you know, my other little one, this is like that one, but it's got a little gas engine. Of course, the engine, what happened is the engine, somebody took the engine apart. And I don't know what they were fixing on it, but this is a 320. Not, I go to call it a teratrac, but it's a 320. Oh, teratrac. It's a 320 teratrac. That's why, you know, people think these old ones would like be like, you wouldn't be able to work them and shit like that. They ain't worth a fuck. Look at how well built everything was back then. Look at the castings. They literally, you know, when you start working on these old machines like this, you get blown away with how well they were built. You know, everything's got like marks on it, you know. But what happened is, not change the subject, it's got a little engine in it, and somebody took it apart. Unfortunately, they took the head off. I don't know what it needed. And what happened is the guy that owned this is Novak. I know the guy, Novak, and he's a little logger. I actually made a little video a couple second video of his little chipper and his little skidder tractor. You know, that's the same guy. And he bought this for winter time, you know, going in and out of the woods, because in the wintertime you get the snow and shit. And a little this thing was the cat's ass, I guess. These are quick, these little teratracs. This is actually nicer than it's basically got it's got the same ass end as a teratrac. An Oliver teratrac with a case engine. And what happened is the engine, a guy took the engine apart, needed to get fixed, something stupid. I don't know, head gasket, something to do with the head. Some reason he had to take the head off. And, you know, he had a guy working on it, a fly-by-nighter, you know, a guy that, oh, yeah, I'll fix that for you. Came, took it apart. Told him to get the parts for it. The guy got the parts for it, and then it ended up just sitting there, all taken apart. And he had the engine covered with tarps and stuff for the longest time. But you know, tarps get old and they just like get, you know, like we'll look at the tarps right there that were on the back of that thing. Within a year, they're all leaking and shit. So after 2-3 years, the tarp was just like all torn up, you know, because I have all the parts for it and everything. The only thing is, I don't know if I could redo this engine because of cavitation. You know, I don't know. I've had a lot of engines machined, but I don't know about this one. It might be a little too far. I know it could have been done if it hadn't sit here, but it feels like kind of a little. It might be a little too pitty. I don't know, man. And out here in Western Massachusetts, it's hard to find parts for stuff like this, like an engine. I found the cheapest one I found online was $1,000 for an old piece of shit case engine. And this is actually the second engine. I just noticed that this is orange. You know what? That came out of something. This engine came out of a case tractor, because that's not the original. This would have been yellow if it was the original. I bet you this is the second engine in this tractor. But yeah, I have all the heads. I got all the parts to put the engine back together. Somebody took the head off. You know, somebody took the head off, and I don't know if I could get machined. And I didn't have the money at the time, and I actually just bought it for the tracks and extras parts for my 320. And then when I got it home, I realized that the parts are there's really not that many parts that are the same. You know, between that being a diesel and this being a gas, and there really isn't that many parts that I could use on it. to be honest, where it's be worth it. It's in really decent shape. It's in really decent shape. I mean, it looks like hell sitting here, but it's in really decent shape. You know what I mean? It probably, when you got the good tracks and everything. And I'd love to find an engine for it. And I bought it for parts for my other one. Thinking, but the pistons are different. And the only reason his pistons unbolted is because I needed that to get the blade. Oh no, somebody already unbolted that piston. I forget. I had to lift the blade up. The blade was sitting on the ground. It was sitting for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It was sitting for quite a few when I purchased it. And I got it. The guy that I got off, he paid quite a bit of money for it running. He probably paid like thousands of it for it, and bought the parts, like I said, to fix it. No, not a mechanic. I've actually worked on his machinery before, doing like stuff like starters and shit that he was paying me to do stuff that, like, I don't know. I would think a guy that's a logger and shit would be able to do that on his own, but some guys just can't work on machinery. My dad couldn't. My dad was not good at working on machinery, believe it or not. Me, I can like do anything on a machine. But some people can't, I'm actually a really good mechanic, to be honest. Not to pat myself on the back, but I can wrench with the best of them for a guy that's never worked as a mechanic, I'm not the best mechanic in the world, but for a guy that's never worked as, I would never, I'll consider myself a mechanic. I'll call myself a mechanic. I have people try to hire me as a mechanic. And I'm not talking like just like the new guy that's like just changing oil either. I get hired as a real mechanic, a diesel mechanic. Well, I do. I rebuild engines and shit, I know how to work on, I rebuild engines. I can work suspension, weld, redo. I've rebuilt trucks, like semi trucks, that several semi trucks that were pretty much supposed to go to the landfill. They were that toast, And I've rebuilt trucks that were on their side, rolled over a couple times, shit like that. Rebuilt, so I'm a decent mechanic, But but like I said, this man, for being a logger, you would think he would work on his own equipment, like for some of the shit I've seen him do, like I wouldn't think a logger would have me come and like see this piston, say I had to change this piston. You would think, or like a hydraulic hose, you would think a guy would be able to do that kind of shit, you know what I mean? I mean, this guy's like pretty much like, you'd have me do that, next, above, probably just above having me change a battery for him, some people, he probably would do his own oil or something. But the problem in New England is you have to learn how to fight the rust too. There's a whole different skill in working in like places like this. I notice like out in like West and like Southern California and stuff, they don't deal with rust like we have. I notice like certain states, like I watch them on YouTube, it's like rust is like a whole different thing. Yeah, a good mechanic around here has to learn how to deal with rust. Like, and it's not just, it's how knowing how to avoid breaking all these parts to get this one off, like shit up here in New England. You can't just, on a 1992 Chevy or something like that that's been out its whole life, you're not just going to replace one brake line. It's not going to work. You're going to have to replace them all, just because when you go to bleed them and stuff like that, you're just, there's a lot of tricks to fighting rust in this area. But anyway, getting off the fucking thing here. This teratrac, though, I'd love to find an engine. And I just started, just so happened to start having money. But I think I need to find a place to live. I think I need to buy a house instead for a couple years. I mean, I'm hoping that I have enough money to buy a house somewhere in this world. I'm hoping, like, I got to shop around. I don't have, like, lots of, I don't have, like, $250,000 or anything like that. But I have enough money where I think I can get a house somewhere. It's not going to be like this place, which sucks, But I'm thinking if I get somewhere in like the south or whatever, I can do the snowbird thing, because I got to get out of here. But it sucks because I wanted to fix this, and now it's probably not going to happen, and it's not going to happen anytime soon, I don't think. But I really, 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 really want to fix this just because it's like so cool. And look at how cool this thing is. Oh, maybe I'll go get my weed whacker and clean it up and get a little better video of it. This thing is awesome, like I said. Yeah, it needs a new seat. Most people look at it as a junk or whatever, right? This right here is in nicer shape than the one I got in the tent over here. It's got a little winch on the back too. Yeah, I guess this has no brakes either. All this has is a little clutch right here because it's teratrac rear end. It's got a little clutch right there, and then these are your brakes. This is how you brake it. One left and one right, and that's how you brake. Where my other one, my Case 310, has brakes. A brake, Yeah, that's how you brake. Use the handles on this. And I guess they're really good rear ends on these. It's teratracs are really good. It's it's kind of funny. It's an Oliver mixed with Case. It's an Oliver mixed with Case. And this one's got a PTO on it too. That's what's cool too. My other one doesn't have a PTO. This has a PTO. But yeah, I bought this. I was gonna tear it apart and just use it as parts, and I decided against it. I'm like, I don't know, man. This thing's pretty sick, dude. But yeah, what me and my dad would do if I still had, if he was still around, and because me and him were gonna fix this. He started, it was gonna get expensive because of the block, because of the block. I gotta pull it out. I gotta pull the block out and see how if it's savable. If it's savable, or if I gotta get a new block. That's the problem. Other than that, we would have already probably went to town on it too, But yeah, I gotta figure out if that block is savable or not. And look at it, it's got good sprockets on it. Yeah, that's why I bought it, because look at it, it's got good sprockets. They're decent. They're a little rough. They're a little pointy. It's actually, when you look at a sprocket, if they got points, they're a little pointy. But yeah, you can get parts for this thing too. That's another thing you gotta look at. If you can get parts, only 400 of these made. Yeah, there's only 400 of these made. Only 400 and something of them made. teratrac 320. She's cute though. Look at how cute she is. Huh? It's even smaller than my other little one. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I got that. I got that as parts. Just so happened, and I got that as parts, and I'm finding out that God has reasons for me having this stuff. I'm finding out, I've been working so hard to get rid of everything, and the more I try to get rid of everything, God's trying to tell me to hang on to it. It's weird. Maybe I'm gonna need it for something. But that one's cool too, because this one in here has a 5-way blade, a 6-way blade. I'm not a real bulldozer guy. I don't really know him too well. I'm just a little hobby guy. Not a bulldozer guy or whatever. Yeah, this has a 6-way blade, which ain't good for popping stumps and stuff like that. This is more for grading, grading and stuff like that. I mean, it'll dig, you know what I mean? But it's not for that. It's a lot of wear and tear on these pins and everything, This is more for if you're gonna grade a nice road or something like that. It's not for. So I have that one. That's a dozer, and this is a dozer. A finished dozer. And I mean, this one I ran. This one has got nuts. This thing is powerful for a little. I was so impressed with how ballsy this little thing is and how well it works. It blew my mind. Yeah, you would never think this thing has got so much. It's crazy. She rips. Yeah, I want to get this one. I got to get this thing fixed. I just got so much shit. I'm working on the backhoe right now. I got to stay on one thing at a time. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up like my dad used to. My dad was good at freaking doing 20 things at once. Look at it. He's got a Ford, a Ferguson in the tent up there, taken apart. Something's taken apart on it. then that's why we already had a case. This case, there was a big case down here. That's up there. That case 730 was down here. We took that apart already. You know, we had the 730 apart. We should have kept working on this and put this one back together. Instead, he takes another one apart, and then then he's got another one that's up at Eddie's. A new track. We have a new tractor too. Like you know, this is like an old time tractor. This is like an old. These two are just like little toys. You know, these are kind of like little toys. You know, collectors-ish items. This is actually a good working machine. You know, but we actually have like some new ones too, though. Like, you know, they're bought brand new, you know, and the newest one on the farm is actually up at Ed's, and it has no reverse, and it's something that like normally I do all the work on these, and but see, I have no dirt floor. I'm in like a garage like that. If I'm not in like a garage or anything, a nice clean garage and stuff. And it's just not the place you want to open that up, because it's like a different style training, you know. It's got clutches and, you know, I don't know. I really did not want to get into that here. It needed to be in a garage, you know. And it's funny. It sucks because I have a garage right down the road, or I had one, and my dad signed it away right before he died. I'm wondering if he did sign it away or somebody lied and said that he signed it. Somebody signed a piece of paper that's saying he signed it over to the people that own it now, and I really can't picture my dad doing it. And it just so happens he did it like right before he died. Interesting, you know. Like, he literally signed it like a week before he died. Well, how convenient is that? Makes you wonder, you know. He just signed over his garage a week before he died. Interesting. Makes you wonder, you know. You catch my drift? Yeah. All of a sudden, yeah. Just so happened they went to him a week before he died, and he decided to just sign over his rights to the garage. Here, have this fucking $80,000, $100,000 garage. Kind of weird. I don't know. Doesn't sound like my dad, but man, I don't know. Yeah. He got nice he got nice right before he died. He just signed over his fucking $100,000 garage to the people that bought my uncle's house, or the people that were to the investors that were selling my uncle's house. What it was is he signed it over to, there were some investors. The garage was half on my dad's land and half on my uncle's land. We'll put it that way. It was kind of like that. And I guess, and some investors came in and bought it. But they had a problem because half of the garage was on one side and half was on the other side. They had a big problem there. And they just mysteriously figured it all out before my dad died, because they just had my dad sign it over to him before he died, a week before he died. Imagine that. So then the deal went through, because yeah, it was investors that bought the place, you know, and they were like, fuck, because they didn't know what to do with the garage, because, you know, half of it was my dad's and half of it was theirs. And just so happened, so that they were, you know, the deal was falling through on the house. They couldn't sell the house to the new people. And right before my dad died, mysteriously, the deal went through, because my dad was nice and signed his half over. I fucking doubt it. And he didn't even need my mom to sign it. Isn't that weird? I'm pretty sure. I know my dad sold a couple pieces of land to other people, and my mom and dad had to go in there and sign it. But mysteriously, my mom didn't have to sign it this time. Weird. You know, always had my mom and dad had to sign it, and all of a sudden now, when he's senile, he didn't even need my mom with him. Now when he's an 85-year-old senile old man, he didn't even need my mom to sign it on his deathbed. Man, weird. I'm hoping that fucking ends up falling. Chances of, I don't know. God knows. God knows what happens. So, you know, God bless. God looks out for me, and I have a lot of people upstairs. You know what I mean? Upstairs. I have a lot of people upstairs that look out for me too. You know, a lot of people upstairs. You know, in that world. Shit, I was just talking to one yesterday. My friend Krista that died. You know, I still talk to a lot of people that are dead, passed over. Sometimes I think it's them. Might be something. Pretend it's them. Okay, yeah, I gotta rake some leaves. Like, there's my rake. Fucking day gone to shit. I'm so fucking tired. Anyhow, bye. Yep.